to this week's SAP Business One Channel Partner Podcast. As I said, right now I'm coming to you live from Den Bosch in the Netherlands. Somebody's waving at me, but they don't realise that the camera's actually pointing at me right now. So what I'd like to do, just to introduce you to some of the other members of the SAP Business One partner community. Joining me here in Den Bosch are a number of the partners from our fabulous partner organisations here in the Netherlands and Belgium. So just to prove that there are real SAP Business One partners out there, all together now, I'd like you to say a big hello to everyone who's watching the Channel Partner Podcast.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah, say hello, hello, hello. Okay.
So there you have it, a little bit of a message from the partners in Den Bosch. And since that video was taken, I've actually been on the road for a little while longer, and I'm just right now in my hotel room at London's Heathrow Airport on my way to Singapore to run the SAP Marketing Catalyst workshop there in Singapore, and just spent some time with the SAP Business One partners from Poland. We had partners from Hungary, we had partners from the Czech Republic, and we had a fantastic time, 2 days at the SAP offices in Budapest, going through the whole discussion around marketing, building your marketing strategy, and then understanding how to construct the right tactics that then support that strategy. So anyway, I'd like to get into today's Channel Partner Podcast and talk about a couple of key things. So the first thing, and you may have caught this on Twitter just the other day, or actually just yesterday, which was Friday, we have now just passed 18,000 downloads of the mobile application for SAP Business One. So that's a pretty big milestone, and I think it really is clear that small and mid-sized enterprises are focused on mobility, and that's the topic of a blog post that I just wrote on my blog at richardduffy.com. And again, don't forget, any of my blog posts, you are more than welcome to take those blog posts, copy them, use them as the basis for your blog post, whatever you need, and then get the word out about the success that we are having with the SAP Business One 8.8 solution, and of course with the mobile application for SAP Business One 8.8. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is what we've done with version 8.8, and in the last podcast you saw that there was a news flash right at the end, because I didn't have time to re-record the video, that 8.81 is now in general availability. And that's, again, another milestone for us as we continue meeting our commitment to you, our channel partners, and meeting our commitments to our customers to make sure that we're consistently delivering additional value with the solution. And what you're going to find over the next couple of months as additional patch releases are made available, we're going to be adding additional, wouldn't necessarily call it functionality, but we're going to be adding additional value. For example, you'll find new functionality dropping in the shape of widgets inside the cockpit, as well as some other things, some functionality which we saw demonstrated in London by Avi Frankel from the solution management team, and hopefully I'm going to be able to put together some demonstration videos for you so the rest of you, our SAP Business One partners, can see some of that really cool functionality that's going to continue coming out as part of the SAP Business One 8.8 release family. Second thing I wanted to do is also make sure that I took the time to give you some updates on some cool new ways of demonstrating SAP Business One. So for many small businesses, social media is becoming more and more important. Matter of fact, I just read a report the other day that stated that I think right now it's something like 40 to 50% of small businesses are really starting to think seriously about social media. So how do you position SAP Business One in a social media enabled world? Well, what I'd like to do is take just a couple of minutes in today's podcast and just take you through a quick demonstration of the way that I like to show that social media enablement in SAP Business One. And I'm going to be doing some more work around this, because the very next campaign, once we've released the SAP Business One Starter Package campaign, very next campaign that I'm going to be building to make available for you will be focused on using SAP Business One and the CRM functionality as your social media hub. So let's take a quick look at that now. So this is SAP Business One version 8.81. I've got the very latest version installed, and as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've just configured my cockpit. And what I've done is I've just set my richardduffy.com page as my home page inside SAP Business One for my cockpit. But now what you're going to notice here, I've gone and I've created a couple of other cockpits. I've created one called Social Media, one called BI On Demand, one called SharePoint, and one called User Training. So if I go and click on the Social Media cockpit, I use a tool called Hootsuite, which allows me to manage all of my social media capabilities. And what I've done here is I've embedded Hootsuite inside SAP Business One. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to quickly and easily come in here and access all of my social media. So inside SAP Business One, I can go in, I can access Twitter, so I can see all of my core information here, all my tweets. I'm able to go and access my LinkedIn information, so I can see all my LinkedIn network updates, as well as, of course, all of my Facebook information. So when you're demonstrating SAP Business One, you can quickly and easily show how, without leaving the system, you're able to very, very simply dive in and get access to all your social media information. So if I wanted to send a LinkedIn message, I can come in here and I can specify which of my accounts I want. Do I want to send it from Twitter, LinkedIn, or Foursquare? Or do I want to send it on from my SAP Business One page, or even from the SAP Business One Starter Package page, which I'm the administrator for? So I've got access to all that information, and then of course I'm able to then even go in and, using Hootsuite again, do all of my analytics. So I'm able to quickly and easily pop up inside SAP Business One my all of my social media analytics, again, that's powered by Hootsuite, again pushing all of that information into SAP Business One. So we're getting that integration. Now, what I've also done, if I go in and look at my business partners, and I'll call up Earthshaker. So I usually find the easiest way is just to scroll through here, and I look at my contact persons and I look at Bob McKensley. You'll see I've added some user-defined fields now where I'm also tracking Bob's Twitter handle, his Facebook name, and I can also create a LinkedIn profile there as well. What I'm also able to do is I've gone and I've created some activity types. So now additional activities that I've got under Other, I've created some social media activities, and I've got a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, a Twitter exchange. Matter of fact, you can customize those to suit. So if there's a LinkedIn post that I want to grab from Bob, I just choose LinkedIn post. I can choose the content. I can link it to a document, for example. I can save it as an attachment. I can save the web page, and then I've got full access to all of that record of that social media interaction that's occurring with Bob. So that's how I would quickly demonstrate that social media functionality within SAP Business One. So remember, I also, in my cockpit, I've also created a BI On Demand cockpit. So by simply setting up a free BI On Demand account and then linking that again to a cockpit, I'm now able to go and do BI On Demand inside SAP Business One. So I can look at my data sets that I've created, and I've created some data sets here already, and if you want to know how to do that, check out my videos on YouTube, which will explain the process. So if I look here, for example, at sales analysis by item, all I do is I select that. I can see my data, I can refresh my data, or I can just click here on Explore, and it will simply allow me to then open up Business Objects Explorer inside SAP Business One. Give that a couple of seconds just to start up, and then I can quickly and easily start working through and exploring through my data. And now my visualization is opened up. So I'm able to start using BI On Demand and the Business Objects Explorer inside SAP Business One. So for example, right now I'm looking at sales amount. I might also want to look at gross profit amount, and I want to look at that side by side. And that's automatically going to update for me. All right, and then I'll say I actually want that by item description. And then I don't want to do a side-by-side comparison. I actually want to see those as percentages in pie charts. So I can do that here, and there it is. There's my sales value, and I can just hover over each of my items. Here's my server point 1000. I can see that's 13.9% of my total sales. My other is what's that? 26%. And then of course I can go over here, for example, I'm looking at my top 10 and I can say I don't want to see other values, and then you watch, this will disappear because I'm only interested in the specific products. And let's say for now I want to look at actually my top 5. So I'll just select my top 5, and now I'm looking at my sales and gross profit of my top 5 products with a complete legend over here. Then if I want to, I can go back here to my reports and data again. And by the way, once I've finished this and I've got this just the way I want it, I can save this as a custom visualization and then create my own dashboard, but I'm going to show you that in another session. All right, so I'm back into my reports and data, into my data sets, and you'll see I've now got another one, which is sales analysis by customer, and I can explore that. Again, same scenario, takes me straight into the data set, loads up the Business Objects Explorer for me, and now I can start doing my analysis here. And this is data that I've just taken straight out of SAP Business One, so you can see these are the standard customers that I'm looking at. So I'll see AR invoice by customer name. So I'm seeing the sum of the AR invoices by customer name, and let's say I want to look at my gross profit by customer. So again, away I go. I'm looking at my gross profit by customer. I'll see that as a pie chart. There it is. I actually only want to look at my top 5 customers. So I'll go over here. And now I'm just seeing my top 5 customers by profitability here in SAP Business One. So that's another example how you can just demonstrate that BI on demand and that BI functionality inside SAP Business One. So what you'll also notice I've done is I also have a BI on demand link and a SharePoint link. So again, all I need to do is click on my SharePoint link, and you can see it's taking me straight into my SharePoint site that I have already set up. Now this is my SharePoint site back in my home server setup, just the same, using SAP Business One to access SharePoint, running Windows Small Business Server 2011 and using the SharePoint functionality in there. So anything that I put in SharePoint, I can now access directly from inside SAP Business One. I've also created a user training cockpit, and I've created this and I've linked it to a playlist in YouTube. So all of my training videos I've put inside this playlist in YouTube and then linked that in here. So as a partner, what can you do? You can create your very own customized training videos for your customers and then incorporate that into every single SAP Business One deployment you do. So a bunch of really cool things that you can do there to really extend out that functionality and do it all from inside SAP Business One. So I don't know about you, I find that's pretty cool. And when I did the demo, I thought, as you saw, I thought I may as well just quickly throw in how you can start utilizing BI on demand as part of your demonstrations. Now, stay tuned, because in that additional functionality or that additional value that I was telling you about that's coming in the 8.81 product family, we're going to be doing some things to make that whole integration with BI on demand a lot easier. So stay tuned. follow me on Twitter. Keep your eyes on the Channel Partner podcast, and as soon as that information is available, I'll let you know. Now, for some of you who are using the SAP Business One Channel Partner Sales Toolkit, you've had some trouble being able to synchronize that toolkit. Well, what I'd like to recommend that you do right now, if you are using the Windows version of Evernote, that you go and you check for an update. There is a brand new update available which will solve that issue and give you the ability to access the SAP Business One Channel Partner Sales Toolkit without any problems at all, without any challenges at all. Final point, I've been on the road for the last 2 weeks, spending time with SAP Business One channel partners throughout Europe, and the feedback has been pretty good in terms of the value they've been getting from the sessions. What have the sessions been focused on? Fundamentally focused on marketing, helping SAP Business One channel partners build a marketing strategy and then understand what are the tactics that need to be put in place to really drive that strategy and make it successful. So we're doing, as I said, I've done Europe now. The next stop for me is Singapore. But I would like to ask any of you in the United States, maybe Mexico or Latin America or Canada, who would be interested in attending one of those sessions, please drop me a note. Let me know if you are interested. I'm going to put a blog post up in the next day or two just telling you about the sessions, giving you some of the feedback from the partners. And if you are interested, if you would like to look at how can you build an effective marketing strategy, this might be a fantastic way of doing that, and I'd love to have the opportunity to travel across and spend some time with you the same way I have with the partners in Europe. So I'm pretty sure that wraps up everything that I wanted to cover in today's Channel Partner podcast. I'll be back next week after I finish in Singapore. Then I'm taking a week's leave just to catch up on a few things over the Easter break. So I look forward to speaking to you all in next week's Channel Partner podcast, and I might let the partners who joined me in Den Bosch have the last word.
Bye. Bye.